We got this 19 Dodge Durango GT 3.6, and on this one we had some. I'm going to show you the video if I can get it into the video. You know how iPhone acts stupid when you go try to, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta see if I can send it to my email or my drive and then download it. If I couldn't do it, it is what it is. We'll figure it out. Android, we don't got that problem. So, producer white smoke. Did a few tests, compression test, leak down test. We were able to see some leakage or whatever. I didn't like the oil, wasn't like chocolatey. Maybe just a tad bit, just for looking at certain stuff, which would be normal, like your PCV valve. If you want to look at that, usually it could get like that. That's just, could be more normal. Sometimes it's not normal. Probably bring the camera over here so you guys can see more, but I don't want to get too much deep into the job. This video follows like the first 3.6 I did with this type of issue, and that one was more prolonged. Obviously we didn't know, but this one is like early. You can tell there's like difference in mileage. This one has 80-some thousand miles. I don't remember exactly if it's 88,000. The one I did had 126,000 miles on it. 125, 126. Like I said, the first one I did was more prolonged. This one is like early stages basically. So what I'm saying is the issues with this car, and if you can catch it early, that's a good thing. Do not wait until it's like bad or whatever. You could just end up probably needing like a whole engine basically. So let's do the briefing basically on the 3.6. So Dodge, yeah, 3.6, the Pentastar 3.6 engine. This is the 3rd gen. So we're not talking about the generations before, which known for having lifter issues, which did lifters, cams going bad. I do have a worn cam. I'm sorry, a worn cam, like few cam loops. Like basically intake cam shaft to show you they got worn out basically. This engine in particular, if I'm going to be honest, I feel like this engine got like a problem with like overheating. And I'm only saying they got a problem with overheating because like these heads just don't hold it. They just give up after a while. So when your head goes basically, we got like a few ways it could go basically. You could, the first car I had before was just, when I opened it up, it was chocolate. You already saw it in the video. It was chocolate milkshake shit everywhere basically. But it was also prolonged or whatever. But he did not produce any white smoke at all. The only thing he did, he had like rapid coolant loss pretty much. But we know where the coolant was going. In the engine oil basically. But it wasn't enough to cause like continuous smoking. That's where it comes down to the heads. Because you know, these heads is not that good. So the heads could an internal crack on my behalf. Or from my knowledge, from my DD, from just a dead giveaway would be, if I'm pointing at it, if I pull up another clip again, for the heat exchanger. And never really seen too many V6s, or probably the first V6 I've seen on the heat exchanger. If you add a heat exchanger to a cylinder head, right? And just follow where I'm going with this, obviously we got a problem with maintaining temperature, because most V6s, the high nod drop don't got that. We don't have a problem maintaining temperature. I've drove plenty of General Motor vehicles, V6, even their 3.6s. Probably the new ones got some weird stuff on it, but this is not a turbo application. This is not a supercharged application. Adding a heat exchanger, a form of a heat exchanger, different type of heat exchanger to the cylinder head. You get what I'm going with this? Obviously we got a problem maintaining temperature. So that's just clearly these heads got a problem getting too damn hot, whereas if they just crack, warp, crack, whatever it is they do, and just cause like leakage in the cylinder, and that way you trying to chase a misfire you can't get rid of, like the first car I had. And this second one pretty much is, he took care of the misfire. He said he replaced like a coil. I was able to like see that, but it was still like a dip. Like I felt like that same type of light misfire that did not appear right away on the other Dodge, because it was hard to chase that misfire. It was not consistent. Let's just get into the video. I'm done talking, so I'll let y'all know where I'm at exactly. For like, you know, good reference video, and it's good for like the owner, because I told him I was going to produce content, which I'm kind of late on it. This is what my life consists of when I pretty much do this on a daily basis. It's just, I feel bad for like doctors, because you know, them getting answers and doing stuff always take them long. That's why you guys always wait longer in the hospital. Everything takes long, period, in this type of, whatever it is I do, and when I gotta do things careful, I literally just want to make sure I do it right. I'm at the point where I want to start loosening up these caps for these bearing caps for the crankshaft. I'm try to leave this bracket in here. Why? Because I want to use that to help me lift this head up, because kind of heavy a little bit. So I'm just gonna crack them free, and don't go in there with a gun. Why? Because you can strip these T30 bolts, and obviously got to be torqued. The reason I'm taking them out this way, it looks like I may have to loosen that up, so I'm going to get behind there and finish loosening up. Start from the middle. Like you can start from here, go to the end, go to the other end. Whatever you do, always start closest to the middle basically, and then work inside out pretty much. They're just loosened. It's like a T40, let me see, T45. Just loosened the bracket up, and I was able to, finesse that out the way. I ain't take it out completely. Like I said, I want to leave it in there so that can help me lift this cylinder head, because it's pretty heavy. I don't want you to like break it back up and hurt yourself. Just not doing it. So like I said, I'm cracking these free. I'm gonna start from the middle again. And how do I know to do these in these type of ordering and stuff like that? Because I do a lot of engine tear downs, engine work period. As you can see, like, I'm a known Chevy guy, but at the same time, I'm pretty much used to how things go with like the mechanics and engines, and how to put stuff on, torquing it and all of that good stuff. So following procedures is what I'm saying. And really much, you don't want to do them all, but always go back and follow the steps. And plus, I remember the steps from the last time I did a job like this, so kind of like sticks with you. And timing, I remember how the timing go, and if I need a reference video, I already made one, so either way I'm good. But you can do the timing with my eyes closed on it. It's safe to use. If I can get this off, I'm trying to get the, sometimes it's hard to get it off the drive. Whatever. Use my ratchet to get it off to finish the rest of the way. Now you'll notice like the cams, or at least the cams start lifting up. That's because the compression from like the springs and stuff. So don't be scared. I can use my other gun, which I think I should use because it's a lot faster. But whatever, I like this because it's soft torque. You don't want a high like torquey application like impact or electric gun or whatever on aluminum things. Why? Because when it cracks, the vibration. You get what I'm going with this? And you should already be at TDC, cylinder number 1. Even if you want to like peek in there, the piston should be all the way up at the top, which I can see it. And that I used something that had linked like a long ass screwdriver to verify that I was at TDC, along with the cams were up, indentations where they're supposed to be. And we Gucci. Do you need specialty tools for? I probably recommend if you're not savvy with doing timing chains, but I'm very savvy. I can like makeshift something and get by it. I do it every time. And usually keep these in order. So I'm going to grab a paper towel and lay these out, and I'll show you how I got like everything laid out. I'm going to go in order and put them like right on my hand. But if you want to do them one at a time, you can, so you don't scare yourself. These special type of, basically they're just like rocker arms. These ones got like the roller type. Pretty much if I would, or I'm saying it wrong, spring loaded. Then you got the roller type over there, so it's like different designs that they use. Make sure you inspect them. If you shouldn't see like nothing dubbed into like the surface or whatever. Inspect your lobes. I'll show you the worn lobe after I get these out, but I'm trying to be in order, and I'll leave everything else in here. Once you get these out, you got access to your head bolts. I don't know, we got like 12 of them in there probably. I don't know. I want to get the other side out, and then we should be able to get the head off. Now, getting the head off, there will be like this wire harness thingy that's mounted in the back with like 2 small screws. It's best how I had got it before. I had to pretty much loosen up the head and move it forward just a little bit, just to get a small ratchet, 1/4 inch ratchet, to get it behind, so I got space to work the bolt out in. If it breaks on you, I wouldn't even like worry about it, but I imagine you got like a remedy for it. But just be careful when you're taking it out. Don't pull the head straight out. If you guys hear like buzzing or whatever, it's like a bee. I don't know if there's like a bee nest, hornet nest somewhere in the back of this garage or something. They like to pass through here sometimes, but the season is dying, so I guess they won't be around anymore. I don't know. So I'm gonna work on doing the head bolts. If I can get you out my way, sit you up there so I don't hit myself. And make sure you're sturdy and you don't like hurt yourself or whatever. You can get hurt. Now you can reuse these bolts. It's not like an issue. So I don't think that you can. Oh my God, that one's really going there. Some guys use the gun to get them off, which I'm against that because I'm just scared of that vibration. I'm dead ass. Can I get one more? There we go. So I'm going to be at this for a couple minutes. Once I get all of them loose, then we'll zap them off the rest of the way. Alright, now for this part, I can finish zapping them off. Now you will lose coolant. Make sure where you need to be, where you ain't getting a leak. If it leaks on the floor, don't cry about it, just get it the hell out. Oh shit. You can see like a little crevice. I'm not sure if I can get like a small screwdriver in there, so I want to use this wedge pry bar to give it a little. Assuming you got a lot of coolant out of the block, more will leak out though. You hear it? Just lift it up off the dowel pins, and what I would do, which would have been the smarter thing to do, get your head bolts out. Should have been to that. Damn. Get your ass. Come on, heifer. There's always like that one heifer that's always stopping you. That one coming out. I don't know what's that problem. Hold on. Here we go. Bashful effort. Alright, put them off to the side. Gonna lift. If I can move you over there. But I need this head to come back. Come forward so I can get those bolts I'm talking to you about. Right here. Now, get the wire harness out the way, and I should have room to get back there, assuming I got my little ratchet. Like I said, if you broke this part, at least that bracket for that mounts up, don't be mad. Just grab some fucking zip ties and shit. You figure it out. You'll be alright. But we try not to break stuff. Come on. It's a little tight. You might need a little extension. Right, this guy is definitely tight. Let me get it out and then we'll move forward. You get out my way. You get out my way. Come on, guys. Move. Move. Let's see. Can't believe I thought that was a 10, but whatever. It felt weird the whole time. There we go. Now I'm on it. There we go. Yeah, this one definitely a pain in the ass. You probably could have got in there with like a swivel. Can we do something? Come on. Ooh, you stumped. Come on. I believe there's another one. Let me finish working those out. I was able to get the cylinder head, so or just that bolt in the back, man. That thing was a pain in the ass. So now I'm gonna finesse the head out. Grab onto the bracket, see if that helps, and grab here. And like I said, the head is kind of heavy. Just be careful, and that is like birds and stuff sticking up, so you may cut yourself. So be careful. Pinch your fingers too. Make sure we got everything. Nothing is caught up on. Whatever. There's a ground wire, or I'm sorry. What is this? Something. Oh, okay. 10 millimeter. It's easy. So we're gonna unscrew something that's a 10 in the back. Let's try this again. It was the ground wire to like a, that's like knock sensor or some weird stuff. I don't think it's a knock sensor, but whatever. It's a weird sensor back there. Is it a camshaft? I think, yeah, camshaft sensor or something. Connector for it. Alright, so I'm gonna put this off to the side. You can see I got the one side off, and looking at it, I'm gonna tune down the camera so we can better see things. And I don't have my gloves on, so I don't want to touch too much. But we look in between the gasket right there, where you can see, like, if I can, should I turn the camera up for you? All right, it's a lot better. I'll turn down the ISO for you. So you can see where these holes here, like right here, right there, just like holes for like galleys or whatever for the coolant to flow. Oil has its own galleys and stuff too, and passageways, so it's coolant separate. But it runs along the walls of the cylinder pretty much to help, you know, bring the temps down. But we can see mixture right there, little milkshake action going on right there in between where the gasket's supposed to be. But if it rests in the middle, obviously it can travel to, you know, different parts or whatever, because there's space in between a gasket. You also got some right there, and like I said, it was next to two pair of cylinders. Usually you'll get it at. You also got some more right there. Probably wasn't enough to like make it consistently smoke. It did make it smoke, yes, but I probably had to like run harder, and that probably was like the first time it was probably like doing that, and then it was starting to get worse or whatever. But it was definitely like coolant mixture going on. You can see from the color of the coolant. If I move my headlamp over, looks mixed, obviously. It didn't come from when I lifted the head off. I literally tossed the head right up pretty much, and you know, got it stood up just like this, and it literally just poured out of the cooling galleys. Basically over here is where I got everything laid out in order and where it's supposed to be. Caps, the rocker arms, and that's pretty much it. Let's talk about the parts. Pay attention to the cam loops, because we can see, or I can see real good, there's nothing dug in on the loose side itself. So at least the valve train is pretty good on this. Here is the felted cam lobe. If you look real good in between here, I don't know if it's zooming correctly, you can see you got like dug in basically from the rocker arm. It's right here. If you go up a little bit more, you'll see the same thing, and that's off the intake cam, and that came off the same side pretty much, but that was on another car. Both heads are off now, so probably good. I guess we're just gonna talk about the job, right? Little ins and out and stuff. So I don't know if you guys can see with the camera. We'll like zoom in. We can see that color in between, like the cylinder walls where the coolant's supposed to rest in, and we can see obviously water and oil like mixture right there. And then if we look over there, you'll see it again. See that in between the walls? Try to get a good view for y'all. I think y'all can see it. Should be good. Like I said, that's, you know, happening from like the gasket. Obviously that's the only place it would have got oil would have got up in there from the gasket itself. So at least we got the information we was looking for. All right, so if you are new to my channel, you know, like I said, give it a like, subscribe, all that or whatever. Let me know like what you're experiencing. Your experiences, put it in the comment section. That way everybody can communicate on this issue, on this topic, or something else, or whatever that's related to this type of job. So you found me because you had issues, whether if you can't get rid of a misfire, you got head gasket leaking, smoke, whatever, like you saw in the video, whatever your situation is, I'm not sure, whatever. This job is very extensive. If you're mechanic or mostly the dealership probably gave you an outrageous number, and you're like, wow, this costs X, Y, and Z. Then that's why you found a person like me. Located in Pennsylvania. I don't know where you located at. Tri-state area, we can say that. If you guys are looking to bring your vehicle to me or want it serviced, got a Dodge 36. I don't care if it's town or country, caravan. Who else got the 360? Challenger, Charger, whatever cars came with the 3.6 Grand Cherokee. It's all the same platform pretty much. Bring it to me. I got you. This is an extensive type of job. Very, very, very extensive, and it will lead to you replacing parts and stuff, or at least the first one, parts was replaced. This led us to go in the direction we went to. And then this one, like I said, there was a misfire issue, but it seemed to took care of the issue. But I was able to see that feel that was like a slight miss or something like that in between, or the engine. It didn't say which cylinders, just I felt the miss. Bar suspected, head gasket, and this is becoming a, I wouldn't say it's like uncommon. I wouldn't say it's too common, but it's an actual thing with these 3.6 engines. That with noisy valve train, like lifters and rocker arms and stuff, you got to replace. But in this issue, we just weren't about the heads. I inspected the valve train. The valve train was already good. Pretty much going to focus on, well, at least I don't know how I'm going to like break this up. I inspected the lobes. They were good. Rockers looked good. Like I said, it's low mile engine. This was like premature. Got caught early, so it was enough to like do some saving. A lot of stuff you're going to be removing if you do decide to do this job by yourself. I don't recommend. If you want to know 1 out of 10 what this job is, probably like 10. Only because you need patience. You ain't got no patience for small stuff. Please don't do it. If you got rough hands and you break everything you touch or some stuff you touch, please don't do it. If you got a problem with sneaking in tight spaces, please don't do it. I'm lucky to be my size and have the size fingers I got. Why? Because I can get in tight spots and stuff like that. Imagine somebody like big 6'5" or 6'3" that's probably like 250 or 300 pounds or something like that trying to do a job like this. You will be very, very, very uncomfortable. Person like me, at minimum, I'll probably like get a little back pain or whatever, but usually I just go away like the next day or whatever. It's just uncomfortable positions. It just lead to like little, pain in your body a little bit. A lot of stuff came off. You guys can see between valve covers was getting them off. There's a pain in the ass. You got to work you don't have to work the heat exchanger out to get the valve cover off, and you don't have to take off that bracket that the dipstick bolt up to. You don't have to take that off. You have to can sneak in there if you finesse it. I don't know what your tool setup, but what I have as far as tools, I mean, I don't have a shit ton of tools laying out. I got enough tools to some swivels and extensions and some cool stuff just to whatever. I got it out. I recommend electric tools, power ratchet, power small 3/8 gun you saw me use. Just make the job a hell of a lot easier. And you do need breaker bars. And when I say breaker bar, something that's a ratcheting breaking bar. Get one that swivels on the head. Find all of that Harbor Freight, Snap-on, Home Depot, Lowe's, or whatever you want to get it from. It's totally up to you. It costs a couple dollars. Intake manifold, the plenum, that's not that bad coming off. You just got to work stuff coming off. The lower manifold, not that bad. We now have access to, well, could have done that way earlier in the job, but once you get the lower intake manifold off, you got access to the oil filter, the cooler, basically, the oil cooler housing, the built-in filter housing in it with the cooler. Replace that wire because I put that into the repair. I want to replace it so that way we ain't got to go through all of this again, because once I'm done this job, I want to go back into the job again, just try to finalize a lot of stuff, because some of these things, if you want to do certain stuff or maintenance, it requires you taking off a lot of things that you gotta. It's like when you take off stuff, you might gotta take off other stuff and certain seals and stuff that might get replaced. But what I'm saying is, when I'm going in there to fix it right, so that way we don't come back with comebacks or nothing like that. I hate comebacks. I don't want to work on a car to come back. It just makes me a little furious or whatever. Timing cover to get that off. Oh, take the cooling fans off just so you got enough room to snick your impact gun, unless you got like a shorty or stubby like a impact gun basically to get in there. And I use like a regular size, like a Mako Tools air gun, and move the radiator fans out the way. There's no screws, nothing holding. Then you put the 2 tabs in and lift up and disconnect the connector for the motor. You good. And you have access to get your impact gun in there if you want to use electric. Whatever, I use air because the electric didn't work, so I use air. It worked. That came off cool. The pulley is not pressed in, so it should be able to slide out. So if you're up there trying to press it out, something's not right or whatever, should be able to just slide straight out. I don't remember the last one, me pressing it out. I probably didn't, don't remember. I don't think I did. I don't know. Maybe I'm mistaken it for a 5.7 or a 6.4 I worked on. What else? The EGR valve along with the vacuum pump, you can take that all out together. I took it all out as one assembly. Probably separate a hose or two just to get it to go back on because I want everything to fit good. I'm looking at parts and stuff on the side while I'm trying to talk to you at the same time, so if I'm a little causing distraction for you to follow me, I apologize, but I'm just trying to give y'all much information about this job as possible. It's for like cost for 20 hours worth of labor, which we can just put like probably put 10 to 15 on there because every time they say it's something, it could cost more. When you're trying to do a job right, it's going to take longer. When you just want to do the job just to do it, just to get paid, yeah, you'll do it in that time. I'll probably do it faster with some exceptions and comebacks and stuff. And like I said, I don't want it, so I'll go extra 100 miles just to make sure I'm sturdy. I'm like that. And if I'm going to sleep, if I'm waking up, it's probably because I forgot something or something bugged me, and then I got to come back and no, because it will haunt me. It does haunt me, and I make sure I do it right. Once you get everything out, I mean, like I said, you halfway there. Well, I guess we can talk about the heads since I'm just like chit chatting. The heads is going to be a little tricky. I'm only even saying it's going to be tricky because the dealerships, I don't know why I'm like playing with my fingernails. The dealership is going to like play games with you for like the cylinder heads. And I mean like pricing. Some of them price it like a little bit over 1,000. Some of them price it like a little bit 7 something, which I messed up on a quote a little bit. It's fine, I'll figure it out. Just make sure you get like a good deal on the heads. Don't just order from one place, call around, and make sure they offer like reman or original, but it's the same thing basically. So make sure you get a sturdy price on it. The head comes with new spark plugs, new valve springs, new valves in it. You're gonna have to swap over your lifters, assuming your valve train is good. But if you want to take the time out and get lifters, you can, which the valve train from Dodge is expensive, and they may not have it in stock. And whatever, they just seem to always have one or the other. Valve cover gasket, make sure you get that, and a lot of your seal stuff, and then take manifold gaskets and whatever, upper and lower. But you can get a lot of this in like they call it like an engine kit or something like that. That's what they call it. That's what I saw on the receipts, and they come with most of the seals and stuff I need. And there's some small seals and stuff for the VVT solenoids or oil pressure solenoids on the valve cover. You can replace those if they're not leaking or whatever. Just pay attention to just valve cover. If you spark plug tube seals, if you want to go ahead and do that. Buy a new valve cover. I don't know. What else could I cover for y'all? Don't expect to rush through this job like super quick. I didn't have any issues coming out. Why? Because I had to take my time just so I make sure I didn't have issues. Because you get a little nightmare or whatever, and you got to figure out another route, or it's going to slow you up. I cannot afford that right now, and I don't feel like that. And as a professional, you make sure you do your job because that's what people expect out of you, professionalism. So make sure you do it right. So I'm happy with the progress I got. Halfway point in the job, going back together will be a lot better. I'll be focused on trying to clean up those cylinder walls where the coolant like rest at before I put the heads back on. So you probably spend time cleaning, cleaning and inspecting stuff and making sure, mostly prepping yourself before you go back together. And then once you go back together, it's just like all you're doing is working backwards. You're just walking back downhill a little bit. Just don't go too fast. Take your time. And everything is Gucci. So the uphill climb is going to be a battle. Downhill, just don't go too fast. And it's pretty much all I got to cover in this video. I'm Leekautorepair. If you guys have any questions or if I was rambling too much, you can dislike the video. It's the same difference as the like button. So if you got questions, leave it in the comment section. If you're interested in work, get at me, leekautorepair@gmail.com. I am a mobile mechanic too. So depending on what type of repairs you got, some stuff I may could come to you. If you have workspace, more like a driveway, a garage, or something for me to work, whatever it is, business is business. Leekautorepair@gmail.com. All other inquiries, you know what to do, and you need help, comment section. So I'm done talking because I get exhausted quick doing this. Why? Because I've been on YouTube for a while and I have to constantly like doing this or whatever. It's not that it's just bored, it's just like a routine thing. amongst other things I got to do, it's just like, let's hurry up and get it done. So I gotta edit this. I might have a little problem editing it, but I just breeze through it. Whatever, just do what I can. I'm one person.